quick cooking chat. Hang on, I'm gonna make my device do something. Hey Google, volume 3. Cooking chat. This y'all can catch it when you catch it. Where's my saucepan? I always lose my saucepan. Okay, hang on. I gotta dive for my saucepan. I found it. Lord have mercy. Okay. I'm making an easy little lunch today because I need to run to the store later. I don't know what to do. But I gotta run to the store later, so we're gonna make a tiny, easy little lunch while we're listening to JJ Lawhorn. And y'all can catch us whenever you catch us. I'm feeling better. Look, my teeth are kind of going back together. So the swelling's coming down. The wind is horrendous here today again. It's been like a week of really horrible. Where's the cheese packet in this? What the heck, man? Okay, pasa. I gonna have to make my own cheese sauce. Well, that's not nice. Wait, no, there it is. It was buried. Sorry. I mean, I can make my own cheese sauce, but I just really didn't want to. Okay. Let's get this rolling, and then we'll talk some more. Where's my big cup? You'd think I would get this ready before I come online, but no, I don't. So I was doing some research today. Did you know that so far they have found basically about $4 trillion spent on nothing useful? And a lot of the $4 trillion was government funds to non-government organizations, which it was non-government funded organizations, the NGOs. But if they're receiving government funds, are they not government funded? Anyway, that kind of messed with my head a little bit. But $4 trillion, and we're not through a lot yet. So I'm excited to see where this goes. Y'all may not be. I'm totally excited for this. What is this? I need to get all of my cups together. I normally have them hanging over here, but for some reason they are not. And I don't know why. They get moved, and I don't know where they go. Okay. When I have to make something from a box, I have to look at the recipe because I wing it when I cook, but I can't wing it when I cook from a box. It's not fair. Although I'm winging my measurements. Don't tell anybody. The very last of the cheese ball I made Dave is over there on the counter. He loved it. I got about 3 crackers. Hi, Jacob. My name is Liz. Okay, we're gonna make a really quick lunch while we chit chat today. I was watching a new crochet channel because I'm boring like that. I'm really boring. Is this like a profile? Okay, I'm a retired parole officer. I'm a retired counselor. I am 46. I'll be 47 in May. And I have a neuromuscular disability, much like MS, and so I'm home now. And I've been really sick and swollen the last several days from this weather. So today is the first day I'm actually accomplishing anything. But you know, it is what it is. You know, crap happens. Crap happens to me a lot. We'll just roll with it. I cannot find anything. Probably because David did dishes while I was gone. But let's do dishes. I've got to go back down to the farm, most likely tomorrow. And I don't want to leave this place in a mess. So I'm trying to do laundry. If you hear something in the background, it's my washer. And JJ Lawhorn. JJ's playing. Oh, you don't think I think I'm pretty boring. I mean, I'm really boring. Also, I'm really pale since I put on powder. It'll fade. I'm really boring. We're going to have pork chops and these little Alfredo noodles. And I like these little box things, although we don't eat them very much. But when I need an easy meal, that's what I go for. Just a side dish. But I've got to go to the store later if the wind dies down. I don't relish the thought of getting out in this wind because I just stopped swelling in my face and I don't want to start it back up. Oh my gosh, I don't want to start it back up. But you know, gotta do what you gotta do. I have to have physical therapy tomorrow, so tomorrow's kind of chewed up. And I'm trying to stay up here to save my physical therapist the drive. But because she'll have to drive later in the week to see me. Yeah, we're having pork chops. Gonna make me something to drink. We're having pork chops and that pastaroni, but I'm gonna make a different cheese sauce to go on it. Not a very good one. I'm out of cream, but you know, it'll be okay. It'll be edible. It will be edible. Boy, I've got a bunch of people in here. I don't know why YouTube throws me out into the algorithm to get the troll traffic going. I have no idea, but they like to throw me out in the algorithm. I think it's because I'm fussing with them about monetization. Because they gave me monetization, and then they said, oopsie, and took it back after I had accrued like $150, which was supposed to be like sent to North Carolina. And it was like super chats from my really awesome subs and the views. And then they said, oh, oopsie, there's a problem. And they said, you need to close your account. And I said, I'm not closing my account because that will give you the ability to shut down the money and take it. And so I fussed with them for literally like 3 weeks. And they said, there's no resolution to this. We're just going to close your account. And they closed it and they took the money, which I told them was theft by deception because those people had given it to the creator of the channel for a specific purpose and did not presume that YouTube was going to take it in such a manner. Now they're talking with me again. It's just, you know, I thought not very nice, YouTube. Hey, Sal, we've got troll traffic. Let's play. I'm making pork chops. Well, I'm making me a drink right now. I needed something to drink. I actually need to eat something, but chewing and my teeth don't go together right now. I'm gonna have yogurt again. I've ate pretty much yogurt for 36 hours. Probably should weigh myself. Might feel really proud at this point. Because I certainly haven't chewed anything in 2.5 days. It's kind of sad. It's really sad, actually. I'm a retired parole officer, and if you start saying crap that needs to be reported to a district attorney or a federal official, I will put it there. So mind your P's and Q's. I used to supervise you people with the ankle monitors and the GPS locators. And see, while I may be an old hag, they're going to presume that you do this to everyone you run across. And if they can find you speaking to any juvenile in any questionable manner, well, they will come after you. If you haven't noticed, our law officials are terribly bored right now. And they like to do things that are going to get them in headlines, which normally means predators. It's quite funny. But I mean, go ahead, play stupid games, and you know, playing stupid for us. That's okay. I mean, if you must, you must. So I was watching a crochet channel. Back to my original story. I was watching a crochet channel, and I'm really trying to learn different patterns and different stitches. And y'all, I don't really read hidden messages because I don't play that game. Yeah, don't get me started. I don't have any badge anymore, but I still got an attitude. But I was watching this crochet channel, and I was really enjoying her content. And then I hit a wall because she had this awesome, I think it was a fox pattern. And I was like, that's a really good pattern. I'm going to make that pattern. But it was a pay pattern. I had to pay for it. And I was like, okay, I'll go to your Etsy store and pay a couple bucks and get this pattern. It was a pretty good pattern. And then she said, I like to make wildlife patterns. And then she had to stop, even though you can tell this woman does not know a blade of grass from anything. She goes, and I just have to announce here that I'm totally against any kind of hunting or wildlife management or conservation. And I was like, do you know what happens when that occurs? Like, animals get imbalanced in nature and they starve and get disease ridden and die. And it's a painful, slow, agonizing death. So I was like, I can't do this. I can't. No, I'm not going to pay her any money. Bless her heart. She's stupid. So I went on the hunt to find a crochet pattern. I might be the female chrysanthemum. I might be. And I'll have you know that I think every person that crochets other than me in the world is a bleeding pansy liberal. I'm just having a hard time because they will stop a crochet vlog to interject politics. And I'm like, I was doing, like a double crochet 4 together, and then now I'm getting ranted at by somebody that doesn't have any knowledge of our government. But it was just really frustrating. It was just really frustrating. So I'm having a hard time finding patterns people actually want to support. So I'm trying to I'm trying to support good people because But listen, if you've never walked off concrete, spend a couple weeks in somebody else's shoes in like the middle of Appalachia. I watched this lady. She bought a farm in France. Isn't that nice? She bought a farm in France and they named it like Savage Wild or something. She's like, and this is the most savage land I've ever lived on. And we moved from Germany to France to be with family and to have this experience. And last night there were predators at the house and we were terrified. And I was like, predators in France? Like, y'all have obliterated the landscape. What, y'all don't believe in balance. You never have. You want to run sheep and kill everything else. Except for badgers. And she was like, we had 2 foxes. And like, she showed the security camera. They were that big. And I thought, honey, we got 600-pound black bear that walk up and smack your door down. But those are also the people that don't think anybody should have a gun. Pew, pew. It's kind of funny. I got a hoot out of it. I got a real hoot out of it. But if I identify myself as anyone that does anything remotely individualistic, I will get attacked. I drink tap water. I don't recommend you do that if you live in a place where they recycle wastewater. Don't do it. The study's fixing to come out. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, let's grab a pork chop. I'm going to do something really weird. I saved my extra shake and bake from where I made chicken. And what we're going to do is try to lightly shake and bake these before we fry them. I don't know if it will work, but we're going to wing it because that's pretty much what I do when I cook. I wing it. And y'all, I wouldn't even be up and going if I didn't have to go to the flipping grocery store. David lays everything up here, and then I have to dig out my all-purpose flour. I don't think it's fair. I need to cook a few things just so he has... I found my cup. Just so he has something to nibble on while I don't know how long I'm going to be down the mountain. He'll have to be cooking for himself eventually, but I hate to leave him with absolutely nothing. So I added some all-purpose... Close. I added some all-purpose flour to my shake and bake. And I'm going to add onion powder and garlic powder. Because I'm one of those people. I need to buy some more. I'm listening to JJ Lawhorn. I won't get copyright because JJ loves for you to play his music. And JJ's awesome. JJ's actually a very sweet person. And I think just to be kind of funny, I'm going to put some mesquite. No, I haven't opened it. We're not going to put mesquite. Hang on. We're going to put gourmet burger. I'm going to change it up. I'm going to use gourmet burger. Okay. Turn your burner on, let your oil get hot. I'm running behind today. Okay. Yeah, I tried it. Well, we don't have a lot of ready-made food around here. We have the bare minimum of restaurants. And we do have a local place that's got a really nice deli. But when you grow up not eating there a lot, you just kind of learn how to do it yourself. And it's cheaper to cook from scratch. So I just do that. Ow. That's what I do. I need to make a peanut butter pie, but I have been so exhausted with the travel and the weather. I just have not got around to it, but I really want a peanut butter pie. I just don't want to have to make one. Thus the conundrum. I put shake and bake, all-purpose flour, and that gourmet burger, garlic salt, onion salt. That gourmet burger has got a lot of stuff in there, and I'll probably dust them with a few other things while they're frying. And I just don't use a whole lot of salt. I never have. We get a lot of water from the artesian well down the road, so it's still got all of its minerals in it. So we don't have to worry about all that. Like I said, the government's the best chop shop that ever lived. They will even take water, take all the minerals out of it, then package them back in pill form and sell them back to you. But you don't need them in your water. Which I find flippin' hilarious. Speaking of hilarious, Alec Baldwin's wife thinks she's from Spain. She's from Boston. I did a deep dive on this woman because she calls herself Hilaria. She's from Boston. She went to high school in Boston. She summered and vacationed in Greece, I think. She's from freaking Boston. I have never been brave enough to think I was somebody else or change the storyline halfway through the game. I am just who I am. But she kind of tickled me the other day. I got to watching clips of her and her behavior, and I was like, wow, that's how you can stand Mr. Baldwin. Got it. She's a little cuckoo. Oh, and then I watched about the Gene Hackman thing. Okay, so they're saying this lady died of, hantavirus, which is found in mice, rodent, fecal matter. Okay, hang with me. I do have a master's in psychology. I just talk funny because I'm from the sticks. I know, Alec Baldwin should be in jail. But they say she died from hantavirus. Hey, Google. Pause. They say she died from hantavirus, which is found in rodent fecal matter. But that's an agonizing respiratory death. And it takes you, oh, my nose is running. It takes you a long time, for that to really take over your respiratory system. And it's kind of a grueling death. Sizzle, please. And so I read, they've had several different stories. First, it was a delivery person found him. Then it was a maid. But they said they'd been there for over 2 weeks. So what, does the maid just come every month? That doesn't seem like, a very beneficial arrangement. It just, things don't line up. And maybe it's where I did pre-sentence investigations for the court and stuff, but it just doesn't seem right. Something seems really lost in translation here. Then they said that 1 dog was dead and 2 were still alive. Now the dogs were all dead. They said that he lived for a week after her, just toddling around the house, and they blame it on dementia. But the day before she passed away, she went to 4 stores. She's on security camera. She went to 4 stores, shopped, and went home. She was out for multiple hours. If he had dementia, she would not have been out for multiple hours. And there would have been a keeper at home, somebody to take care of him, a caregiver. None registered, none assigned, none employed. I'm concerned that we're not being told the whole truth. But, people overlook things. like, you know, the pentagram that's on the floor of the basilica. People just overlook things. Oh, yeah, it's changed a lot. Well, the tourism really changed the area, and it's sad to see tourism do that. Because if you have tourists, it's probably because they like who you are, and you probably shouldn't change. That doesn't seem to happen very often. In my area, they actually have denied businesses from coming in because they want tourist businesses and not like commerce, like industry. I'm not even lying. There is an industrial park. The land was bought for industrial parks. It was bought about 15, 17 years ago. The man that sold it to the county for 17 years has got to run his cattle on the land that has never been touched. They put up a sign. They put in a road. It says industrial park. And he's got to run his cattle for free, paying no land taxes, no rent, no nothing for like 17 years. And every time there's a business that wants to come in, they go, no, that would ruin our tourism. Ugh. I have a problem with that. We need industry here. We have families. No, I don't think we are ever told the truth. No. Matter of fact, we're told a huge storyline, and it cracks me up when people just swallow it. Well, it's a beautiful day in Southland. I was in southern Georgia at the beginning of the week, and the drive about killed me. It hurt. Don't do that. Like, I left Monday morning, drove like 9 hours because there were wrecks in Atlanta. Every bypass was blocked. And, well, Dad drove. And then we came back Wednesday morning. Ow. I'm just now getting to where I can function. It was rough. I don't recommend you do that. But anyway, this woman says she's from Spain. But she went to high school, like she grew up in Boston, went to high school in Boston, has childhood friends that like, no, she was like a cheerleader in Boston. And listen, I don't besmirch anyone like a fantasy land, but separate it from reality and know where you are. I mean, if you want to think that while you're, at home, playing in your brain, that's fine. But when you start to ask other people to join in the facade, there's something wrong with you. Okie dokie, we're going to make a cheese sauce, and we're going to make it the cheap way because I'm out of mozzarella. So out of mozzarella. Do I have any more? I need cheddar. I'm going to make it out of Mexican blend. I wouldn't say to ever buy this, but David grabbed it at the store the other day. Basically, if you look at the ingredients, it's basically sawdust. I normally buy the big chunks and grate them. But David grabbed this, and I'm going to use it just because we grew up on sawdust and we're used to it. So I added a little bit extra water and milk to this. I don't have any heavy cream, so it won't be the best cheese sauce, but I dropped one. We're gonna make it anyway. David likes things like extra cheesy. But there's nothing like fresh grated cheese, y'all. This just doesn't even melt right. Sad. It's so sad. Okay. Set that off. That's done. I don't want to cook later, so I'm cooking now. We got, is that Sally? Oh, Sally's in the room. So anyway, the Gene Hackman stuff really perplexes me because I did pre-sentence investigations for the court on murders a long time. I supervised the homicides, the homicide offenders, the murders. Went through court with them. Wrote the reports for the court, and had to make sure that I knew what was going on so the judge would have a good idea of what the case was, because he doesn't read every piece of paper. He leaves that up to his staff and his report writers, me. The Gene Hackman thing is like, what? It's not right, y'all. It's not right. It's not right. Something's wrong there. And every time they say, you know, like, oh, the gardener found them, or a delivery guy found them, or a maid found them, but nobody was in the home for 2 to 3 weeks. There was no caregiver assigned, employed. They've had like 4 different storylines at this point. It keeps changing, and the fact that it all happened right around the time that the list was supposed to come out, which, do I think we're ever going to get it? And I think America is like waking up, going, there are certain things we're never going to know. And I think if you walk through life knowing that, you're probably better off, to be quite honest. Because then you look for things for yourself. We're going to have salad too. I got to feeling bad the other day and didn't go to YouTube, but I will. I will get there. Not YouTube, Facebook. You know, the best clippers I had, Oster clippers I had, every time a clipper, I did fit jobs on cattle, sheep, dogs, horses. The best clippers I ever had were like $21 ceramic blades from Facebook Marketplace. That's sad, isn't it? It's so sad. I would use them for a while and chuck them and buy a new pair. But they were really good. My washer's draining. I hope it doesn't. I've got a comforter, a quilt in there. I hope it doesn't start doing this. Because the whole house will start doing this. But anyway, I think the Gene Hackman thing is a bunch of bullcrap. Every time I listen to somebody that has a different vantage point, I'm like, I call bullcrap. I call bullcrap. I call bullcrap. I call bullcrap. And then I was just scrolling through YouTube, just seeing what all I'd missed last week. Selena Gomez has a song with this new guy, and like the name of the song is like, I Want to Carry Your Children or something like that. And I was like, there are things that should be said in private. Apparently not. Apparently not. Yeah, something's not right, Simple Girl. It's just not right. Well, that's not bad. If they last you, that's good. But those were the best clippers I found. And, of course, Oscar had to be clipped pretty regular. I miss my little dog. It's just not home without him. The weather's going to start to stabilize this week. The wind's going to still be bad, but by the end of the week, it should look decent. So when I get back up, because I'll be down there most of the week. Oh, speaking of which, I've had this for 25 years. It's my baby's handprints. When I get back, it should be fit enough to where if I want to try Hondo, I can bring him home. I just want his first few days here to be a little stressed. I don't want him here and then weather kicking in and having to learn the yard and the fence lines and freaking out. I want to make it an easy transition for him. Plus, he's got to get to know Dave. And that normally freaks dogs out because he's got a very imposing stature. I hope he does. I really hope he does. Dave is looking forward to taking him with him places. He went out to the farm last night. He had to pull all his trap line this morning. But he went out last night because they had hogs come up and absolutely obliterate a fence line. And some guy had parked his vehicle in front of the fence, opened the fence and went in the fence, left it open even though there are cattle in the field. I didn't think we had people that stupid here. And was just fishing in pulling on private land. And David said, "What are you doing here?" And the guy was like, "Oh, well, about 10 years ago." David said, "No, it's not 10 years ago." He said, "And if the new owner found you and not me," he said, "it wouldn't be ending this well." He said, "You need to get." And I thought, wow, I would never, growing up in, Podunk, I would never walk onto private property and fish. Number one, you don't know if there's a bull in the field. Number 2, trespassers are not appreciated around here. And number 3, what the crap, man? Yeah, and in most states, you have to have written permission. Because it's deemed a hunting activity. Because you have to buy a license. I can't wait to go fishing this spring. I have to wait till the wind stops howling, but I had the biggest hankering for a crappie in a frying pan the other day there ever was. Now, here's my warm noodle mixture. I'm going to set it back on the kind of warm burner. Here's my ceramic bowl that's been sitting on the oven getting warm. I'm going to set that in. Heat comes up. I'm going to put my pork chops in there as they get done, and then I'm going to put a little bit, either sauce or a plate over them, or some aluminum foil. And it stays warm. Because I don't know when David will get done. He's working on skulls today. I don't know when he's going to get done. He's outside most of the time. I don't see him very often. Are you done? Are you done? So I just thought I'd cook early and set it up. I'm going to obviously be eating yogurt because my teeth are still hurting. The swelling is down and they're going back together though. I'm still going to have to go to the dentist to go, what the crap, man. I know it's this neuromuscular disorder swelling and causing the jawbone and the tissue to loosen. I just don't know where we're going to have to go from here. And I know I probably don't want to know. Probably don't want to know. But it freaked me out enough yesterday morning that I think I need to figure that one out. And it may just be after 20 years of this disorder and the swelling that my body's just going to say, we're done. I don't know. And so, we're going to get to where it's really going to be a butthole. I do oil pulling with that Gubernanda stuff. And that's why it surprised me so much. And I knew my face was sore, but, with this disorder, I swell so much. And so my jaw is changing shapes. You saw my jaw pop out in a live like a few weeks ago. I have the Ehlers-Danlos joint issues. So I've got a lot of compounded issues from this stupid disorder. But that kind of freaked me out yesterday. Because I was like, this is not correct. Not with all the preventative crap I knew. This is not correct. So, and my dentist is kind of a douchebag. Oh, but he's the only one that's in town, so he's really good, but he's just a douchebag. He's one of those preppy boys. And try as I might to get him to read about my disorder, he will not. And so he doesn't understand that I'm changing shape all the time as I swell. The tissue, and it's causing issues with the circulation, and therefore my bones are having issues. And if I go anywhere else, I'm going to have to drive to like Goodlettsville or Nashville, and I'm just not up for that, y'all. Not up for that. Okay. I'm going to get that halfway off the... Don't burn my fake eggs. Thank you. Okay. Now, let's move to the table. Because I have some stuff to show you. I'm going to let those breathe for a minute so my bread don't fall off. What little bit's on there. I don't really bread anything super heavy. I just don't. I'm sweating. Standing over the stove it doesn't like me. But it's warm here today. It's like 60, it's supposed to be 69, I think. Okay, hang on. Oh, let me get sat down here. Lord, I need a fan on me. My plants are doing really good. That little lucky thing right there, that thing right there, it's getting ginormous. I bet you it's got like 8 or 10 inch limbs on it now. Listen, I can't regulate my thermostat either when I'm in flare, so I got these off of Temu, and they're solar and they have little jib jabs. You can put them on a pathway. They're really easy to take up when you mow or weed eat. And I am really in love with these little things. I haven't put them out, obviously, but I really like them so far. Okay, so we have our first, I say we, I just throw myself in the middle of everything, don't I? I'm so special. The first marketplace that David loves every year is at a state park, and they request David come back every year. And he has people that really wants to support him. And we've had a few people ask for hats or anything, and even homemade hats. And so I found a really inexpensive, and they're not good quality, but they'll do. Found a really inexpensive option for hats, and converted his information and his logo and put it on a screen print for a hat, in which the screen print will kind of fade in time. You won't be able to see it, and it's just a trucker hat. It's just a trucker hat. And so it says Hillbilly Heart Decor. That's Etsy. Trapper Dave Waters on YouTube. And it's got his name and number and his Hillbilly Furs on Facebook. And then it's got his Trap and Paw Print logo. So I had 5 of those made up for him, because people, every year that thing, I say we. I'm so special. He has people that come back every year and specifically ask for him, which is why they continually ask him to come back. And there's not anything else like his stuff there. So nobody, we get the weirdest booth award. So I had those done. Got him more little thank yous to go in his packages. Got him shipping paper and stickers, and explained how to do it with the brown paper that I'm using right now. The next event is I think it's like April 28th. It's around the end of April, and it's like the first big shindig, and it's at Big South Fork, the Bandy Creek site at Big South Fork. And then I had some magnets made. I thought these were neat. So these are 2 or 3 sheets of magnets. Oh no, 3 or 4 sheets of magnets, and then I ordered some stickers too from the same place. I like these. Got a big honking roll of tape because I'm always running out of tape. I have this much left. It's been kind of quiet on Etsy for him the last few days. And then I got a big t-shirt just for me to have on when I go places with him. So I've got some other stuff, but we're just trying to get ready for the first shindig. And so I had to get little stuff that people have asked for like 3 years. David he's not online a lot. He doesn't know where to get it. So look, I matched the beaver hair perfectly well. But he was like, can you have these things done? A few. And I was like, yeah. So I figured it out. Okay, yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere. Be very careful. The road's really curvy. I'll give you, you know how to get hold of me. I'll give you directions and stuff if you want to come. You can sit with us and visit all day if you want to. Bring a chair, because when David loads the Jeep, there ain't no room for nothing else. It's squished. But yeah, that's coming up. These are those bison beads. Let me show them to you. These are those bison bone beads. And I really like them. They're not all the same size where they tool them. And I like that too. And these are just decorative for dream catchers and stuff. But So far, I like their stuff. I miss Curtis. I like Curtis's handiwork much better. But I think this place would be okay. But I do have to find another place for the big bone beads that I use to do feather dangles with sometimes. And I just don't know if I'm going to find somebody that's as good as Curtis at that, because he would actually cut the bones, sand them, drill them, resand them, and then burn patterns around them. And I'm just like, wow. I can't find anybody else that does that. You're getting prepped. It's normally pretty. It's like normally the last cooler weekend. I think last year it was really cold and I ended up in a coat all day and sat in the Jeep for a little bit. But normally it's like the first decent, not hot, still a little chill in the air in the morning, but a pretty day. They do the spring planting. It's the spring planting festival. So you can go to the little market area, or you can get on the shuttle bus or hop a wagon when the mules pass, and you can go down and watch them till and plow up the land with big old draft horses and mules. So it's kind of like everybody that has a team in the area goes down there and they have the spring planting festival. And so then the state, it's actually a national area, the soil gets turned over and prepped for planting by locals, so the state doesn't really have to do anything. But it's fun. It's fun. I like to look at all the teams. They have some really nice teams down there. It's mostly people that you've known since childhood, but it's nice to see them still working and see the old guys getting to do something like that again. It's fun. It's fun. I really want to go outside, but it's too windy. So I think I'm just going to hide again until I have to dart out to the grocery store later. That's going to be my only outing. And I think I'm just going to crochet more. Oh, I made an otter. And it was really quick. Hang on, let me go get it. I look so translucent today. Boy, I can barely walk. Let me get to my otter. And I really like the way he turned out. I probably could have used a one size down of a hook because I was using chenille yarn. He's so cute. He's actually decent size. He worked up in about an hour. The longest thing was the embroidery, because you have to shape his face and put the ears on a certain way and do his mouth and stuff. I even gave him a little blush under his eyes. I really like him. I think I'm going to make another one today and do the paws and the ears different colors. I was just trying to get acquainted with the pattern, and it worked up really quick. So now I'm like, oh yeah, I can throw in some color changes and not lose too much time. I really think he's cute though. I really think he's cute. I know, I really like it. I think I'm going to make a few of these and just say, like, here, throw them on the table. So when people are actually looking at, does he have any otter pelts ready? I don't know. But when people are looking at pelts, the kids can look at plushies. I found a beaver pattern. I found a possum pattern I want to do. But first of all, I've got to finish Ashley's Eeyore. I need to check on Ashley because, her dad went in the hospice this week, and yesterday his O2 sats were not good. I need to check on her today. I know, I thought about making a little fish to put on the next one right here by his little arm. I'm getting all crafty, But I thought he turned out really cute. And honestly, you could cut him off here and then do a wedge tail and just put teeth, and you would have a beaver, basically. Smaller ears, because beavers really don't have ears. They just have tiny little flaps on their head. It's really funny. But I like the way he turned out. He's really cute. And he was an easy pattern. He was free. There's a tutorial on YouTube by something Spider. She got blue hair and she crochets. I tend to like her plushies and patterns better than anybody else's because they're not as doe-eyed and idiotic looking. And she'll actually sit there and you can watch her and crochet along with her. But this guy worked up really easy, about 45 minutes to an hour. The longest thing was the eyes, the ears, the nose, because this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 extra things to get on him And I was like, when's it going to end? But it turned out really cute. I like them. And then you could even do it when you get, I'm not very good at the color changes, getting them mapped out quite right, but you could even do a little belly patch. You could crochet a circle and sew it on there, but I'm trying to get better at my color changes. I don't know. I really like crochet. When I'm having a really bad day with my neuromuscular disorder, to sit there and kind of zone and focus on something else besides not feeling well, it's nice. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of takes my mind off of everything else. My hair is flattered and a flitter today. There, that's better. I like him a lot. So I've got a turtle and an otter now. I've got to finish the Eeyore for Ashley. I just like his arms and legs. I have to sew his ears on and his arms and legs. And embroider his muzzle and eyes. That has been the most tedious little pattern. But it's because I had really tiny yarn, because it's got to be out of a tougher material for the keychain component. So, but it's, I don't mind to do it because I did it for Ashley. So it's been nice to do it. I love crocheting when I'm making something for the grandbabies. It makes me happy, and it keeps my mind off of not feeling well. I like to put on like an old Turner Classic movie and just crochet. It's nice. I say as I'm tatted out and just like to sit there and crochet. I don't look like I would say that, do I? No, I don't. But I really enjoy it, and it really does help me focus. Yeah, I think he needs a fish or something. Maybe a mussel shell. That's what they eat around here. And I have to make sure to make it look like a river otter, not a sea otter. Because I want it to look like the things we have around here. So I got to be careful about that. Margaret, there actually are snake patterns. I've been looking at them. They have a really pretty hog-nosed cold snake pattern because my bonus child, Kim's daughter, Jess, she's a pharmacy tech. She has snakes. And so I was like, ooh. And then I actually have another bonus child. I have a lot of bonus children because I was just like the bonus mom in the area. I have a bonus child. His name's Ricky, and I called him Ricky Tikki Tabby because he was just skinny as a whip. And just everywhere all the time, just super energetic. And I called him Ricky Tikki Tabby because I told him he moved like a mongoose. And he had never heard of Ricky Tikki Tabby, so he went and read the story. And I thought when I was looking at the snakes, I was like, that might be a cute duo. But they do have a really pretty hog-nosed cold snake pattern. And I thought, that's cute. So I might do one. Yeah, I've got to learn how to do all that. There's a certain way that you wrap the ends, and I've got a lot to learn. But I think I'm doing pretty good. But I definitely want to do a little bobcat. I want to do the possum. I want to do a raccoon. I got to finish my boar that I started. He's just a personal. I wanted to see if I could do it. But I'm going to make the stuff that David has on the table. I want to make a little fox too. As soon as I find a pattern I like, or if I find a good raccoon pattern, I may augment it a little bit and do different colors and make it look like a fox. I'm really tickled with how he came out. And like, I was not feeling good yesterday, so this had to be a super easy pattern because my brain was not going to function yesterday. I was not feeling well. My mouth was hurting. I was not feeling well. So he had to be easy if I accomplished him yesterday because I did not feel good yesterday at all. And I look so pale today because I just put on makeup and baked. So that will leave very soon. Get it go away. And I also have on a dark shirt. I really like him. I like to read. Like, nobody read a lot. I read a lot. And when I was in high school, I read like almost every Daphne du Maurier book. House on the Strand was my favorite. But nobody reads anymore. Nobody. I've got your lunch ready. Howdy. You look tired.
No, I just done a lot of work.
What was that? You want to say hi to everybody? Say howdy. I'm trying to teach our granddaughter to pull his beard when she meets him. Hard.
And a few words.
Yeah, he doesn't talk a lot.
And what you're going
That's
on
why he
with
married
Bob.
me. Sal says howdy. Margaret's here.
I don't know about the married part.
Well, thank
Still
you,
gotta go to
Mary.
town?
I think since I mostly just need meat and a few specific things, I may run to Burnett's and get some better meat. That way I don't have to battle the whole
Is that
crowd
all
of
I
town.
get to lunch?
Yeah.
Okay, I just asked a question.
There's some salad in there if you want salad with it.
Yes.
It's in the door. Everybody says howdy, Dave. He did that. Did the hick wave.
Done something.
He did the hick wave. So we've had an interesting last couple of days. I'm just now, I think, starting to feel a little bit better from the travel. Me and Mom had delayed reaction to the travel stress. We really did. So I don't see a lot of travel in my feet. That hurt. And this is after a year of me working to get healthier to travel. Imagine if I had tried it sooner. Ooh, that would have been bad. That would have been so bad. Are you cooking duck today? I have never been good at duck.
Good, you ain't never fixed it.
I have too.
No.
And me and Dad, when I was a teenager, me and Dad we were trying to find a good way. And we never could. We absolutely, and I just bombed at it completely. It's got a specific flavor and you got to cook it a certain way to get that flavor right. And I never could do it. I tried. I really did try. That's been something I've not had much luck. But now I did good with the pheasants, didn't I? I did good with pheasants. It'd have been, yeah, it would have been better. But I wanted to shred the meat in that mixture I made. So, but he's gonna eat his lunch. I'm gonna eat some more yogurt that I don't have to really chew. Oh, and this is a baby blanket. It's a handmade, batted, and hand tacked with just the yarn through and tied and knotted. I made it forever ago, and Mom had it put away downstairs. It's never been used. I just made it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not. I may toss it up or see if somebody's having a baby boy or let David put it on. I don't know. I may let him put it on Izzy. And Margaret, you're getting way out of my league. I can cook a lot. I can't cook like great though. My grandma and granny could cook really well. I fend for myself, but I can't do special stuff at all. At all. I do want to make a peanut butter pie, but I don't know when I'm gonna, because I make the custard from scratch and you have to hover. And I don't know when I'm going to feel like doing that. It's not a super intense recipe. It's just you have to kind of stand and hover for a long time and stir and stir and stir. And I've been like, man, I'm sore and tired. My back is still really sore. It kind of was catching last night and taking my breath. And it's just from traveling and the delayed reaction of the stupid disorder. So, but today I'm feeling better. Not as swollen. Don't feel as crappy. Less stiff, and so maybe I'm about to get over him. Oh yeah. You ever made a vinegar pie? Have you ever made a milk pie? Now in the summer I make tomato pies, but they're savory. Yeah, we have really weird stuff. Like I make I have to dig for the recipe. It is almost like a chocolate cobbler. It is almost 100% liquid when you put it in the oven. And it comes out beautiful. And I've made it a couple times. Don't make it often because it's really rich. But it goes in the oven almost fully liquid. And you don't really mix a whole lot up. And it comes out beautiful. Oh, Sal, that sounds really nice. I'm not good with molten chocolate or any of that. I'm just not. I'm just not good. I love anything with peanut butter and chocolate though, but I'm just not good at it. I was thinking like the next run of ice cream I make, I was going to see if I could make it like a chocolate peanut butter, but I don't know if I want a chance ruining. I just don't know. Oh, we're getting more trolls. The troll traffic's been heavy today, y'all. I guess they've thrown us back in the algorithm. I have no idea. Like, I don't do anything like super alarming. I'm basically just watch crochet channels on YouTube. But YouTube seems to be like absolutely bent on throwing me in the algorithm and seeing how many trolls can visit. It's horrible. I prefer dark chocolate. I really do. Yeah, David says it sounds like good. You want me to attempt one?
What?
A big peanut butter cup. I'll attempt one. I've got a Pampered Chef little individual brownie thing. I could make it little individual ones. I could do it. It probably wouldn't be pretty. I could do it. I've had Butterfinger cake before, and it's lovely. I don't know if I could chew it right now. My teeth are so hurt. Yeah. Did you know that you can make chocolate pudding from cottage cheese? Look up cottage cheese chocolate pudding. It's good. It's weird, but it's good. Yeah, like, and the little thumbprint cookies where you put those are good. Oh, thank you, Sal.
Good.
You need more bread when I go?
I don't know.
I think you got some honey wheat up there.
I just wonder if it's still good.
That's that artisan bread. It should be because I just got it the other day when I went. I do try to buy nicer breads if I have to buy a loaf of bread for sandwiches. I don't like sugar bread. Don't throw the bread.
I'm playing flag football.
You missed. They slammed dunking the bread into the cupboard. Yeah, I know. No, she said, "Where's Grandma when you need her?" I kind of go back in my head and think of Grandma and Granny when they cooked. Granny, when I would stay with her, I always thought she had baby taters in her garden because she would make me green beans and baby taters. And what I didn't know until I was much older was that she was cutting the big taters into small round potatoes. So I thought there was baby taters everywhere. Sweet. It was so sweet. I got to craving what we call it wilted lettuce, but they call it kelp lettuce or something else. Just lettuce, and you fry bacon and pour the grease in bacon and then toss it. You can put some onion and other stuff in there too if you want to. And it wilts down. You stir it. I was craving that the other day. Wow. I would have probably succumbed and bought like 3 bags of those. I'm not even lying.
Wow.
Yeah, and a little pinch to brownies. Now, if you really want to make really good brownies, and I'm here to tell you, the key to a lot of sweet stuff is sweetened condensed milk. You can get brownie batter, just a box, and just put an egg and a thing of sweetened condensed milk in it. That's it. You bake it, and it's awesome. Really fudgy and really, really sweet. Really easy. So, like, if you're taking something to a potluck, spend a little bit more and get that sweet condensed milk and make them because people really love them. But I don't always do that at home because that's expensive. That's like $2.27 a can, and then you got your brownie batter and an egg. Which don't get me started on trying to explain to people. There's a girl online the other day, David. She said, "Well, tell me why when they killed the chickens, it only raised the price of eggs and not the price of chicken meat." And I said, "Because they killed laying hens and not broiler house meat chickens." But yeah, I didn't know everybody didn't know that. You learn things. Yeah, dandelion greens. In the spring, I have tons of dandelion. I have tons of violets. I I even have red and purple nettle out there. In the summer, I have lyre sage. I even have wild lettuce in my yard, volunteer. And then I've got my apple mints. I've got bee balm. I've got a bunch of stuff that I keep in rotation that you can use for multiple things. But lots of times I will put dandelion, or I'll sit at the honeysuckle plant when it's blooming and just eat the honeysuckle. And my children will do that too. Oh, did you get any baby chicks? You probably, by the time you incubate and put all that time, it's probably about the same by the time you, honestly. Dad's chickens, he always has, he keeps the same basis in, and then he ages them out, butchers them, and gets new ones, laying hens. And he had a rooster get killed the other day, though, and that rooster was the stupidest. We called him Don Juan. He was not a smart rooster. So he spent every day trying to get out of the pen because it's netted, and Dad's got that big, I call it what was this, the shabby chic chicken house, because it's really pretty. And they've got it, and then they've got the netted run and stuff back there, and they've got half shade and partial sun. And that stupid rooster, Don Juan, who loves his hens, but every day he spent every minute trying to get out of the coop. And several times he would get his head stuck in the netting. He would get halfway out, get a foot hung, get his spurs hung, and you'd have to go save Don Juan. And so he wanted out, but as the moment he got stuck or caught away and couldn't return to his hens, he went spastic. And he actually made it out one day. Mom and Dad were gone somewhere, I think doctor's appointment or something. He got out, and of course there's other animals around there, and it wasn't the dogs, but something got him and killed him. It was down in the woods. Dad's got Ruby's brother Waylon there right now, and there's been hogs coming up, so he's gonna run the dogs and let the hogs get run off for a while and see if he can train them to stay away. But it's Ruby's brother Waylon. And if you wonder where that came from, Waylon Jennings and Ruby's from Tennessee Hound Dog, the Osborne brothers. My dad. Oh yeah, cast iron. I've got a cast iron cooker. I don't use it a whole lot. Number one, it's hard for me to tote around. Now Grandma used cast iron all the time, and I like biscuits in cast iron. I like cornbread and cast iron. That's basically why I have cast iron cornbread. David doesn't like cornbread though. Well, he got another rooster. It doesn't seem to be as stupid as Don Juan. But that was the weirdest rooster. He was very pretty, but he was just not so smart. Yeah, that's cute. It's hard, like when you get established with one, because you never know the demeanor of a rooster. When they can change. And so when you've got a good one that's not been a flogging rooster, not been hateful when you have to go in and tend the house and get eggs and stuff, one that you can actually be around and handle, you hate for something to happen to him, because then you got to try another one and you don't know if it's going to be a flogging rooster or not. So, but this new one seems to be okay so far. Smarter than Don Juan. We'll see how it works out. But that's been like all the drama at Dad's, the hogs and the chickens. So Dad wore a blue shirt with bright yellow rubber duckies on it when we visited the grandbabies, and all day they would touch the ducks and he would squeak, and he said he was going to mail it back so my daughter could frame it because they loved it that much. Oh yeah, when I was down visiting my daughter, her little was the neighbor's little ornamental banny rooster. Wait, no, it's not. It's a silky. It's a silky. He came over, and they call him Pinto because it looks like a pinto bean. He came over, and he got around me, and he threw that little wing down, and I was like, "Oh, you think I'm pretty?" I was like, "He thinks I'm pretty." But he had to come over, and he was trying to push me to his little clutch of hens, and I was like, "Your dudes are this big." Newport Beach, California. That's all he said. I guess that's where he is. Yeah, Don Juan had a pretty voice on him. He did, but he just was not smart. So it's kind of a relief that he's not there to get stuck in something else or try to escape. He was not a good little covert operator. He wasn't very good at that. That tiny little pinto, though, he was like, "Oh, you're pretty. Oh, come over here." And I was like, "Leave me alone." Because we had the kids in the wagon going around looking at all the plants and stuff. Now, that's basically what he was. He was trying to bait them. And of course they were comfortable, so they played, and had plenty of, time with him. But he wore that shirt, and I was like, that's not fair. But they were all about the rubber duck shirt. They thought it was great. It was funny. So I've don't know what time I'm going to end back up the farm. Mom's got a doctor's appointment, but then I've got physical therapy. And if my physical therapist is super late, then I will just wait and go down Tuesday morning, because I don't like to drive. It's straight into the sun if you go in the evenings, and I don't like to drive after night with my eyes. So we'll see what happens. But then I've got my endocrinologist Wednesday, and got nurse and other stuff at the end of the week. So I don't really know where I'm going to be. I'm a nomad. But I've got to go to the endocrinologist. That's about an hour away. So normally Mom goes with me, and we normally make it a little day trip, and she likes to go into Hobby Lobby and some of the other stores down there. So it gives her a reason to get out. And I don't like to go anywhere alone with this disorder, so it helps me and helps her. You can make really good biscuits and with just flour and heavy whipping cream. And I'm not even lying. If you're in a pinch and you need to make really good biscuits, just flour and heavy whipping cream. It's so easy, but they're so good. Now, I can get really particular and even put mayonnaise and other stuff in them, but flour and heavy whipping cream. Well, and they can actually flip-flop, like later in life. Some hens, when they get done laying eggs and their body kind of changes, they will actually change. And it's kind of funny when you see that happen. Oh yeah, you'd have to have the gluten-free stuff. I'm not good at that either, because I've never had anyone really close to me that has that problem. But if you could find to replace those two things, should still work. But those are the best biscuits. They're lazy biscuits, but they're really good. They're really fattening too. I don't eat them very often. Now I'm going to have to see if they have a different recipe for that. Because I've never had to cook like that. So I may have to look into that. Okay, y'all, I'm going to go and eat something. I'm still not taking care of me yet today, and it's 1 o'clock. Isn't it sad, though, that you have to have such special, and the money that goes with it, too, just to take care of a necessity like that? That's sad, though. Excuse you. Must have been a good dinner. It's been a real good dinner. Y'all have a good day, too. I'm glad I got to visit for a minute. I am feeling better. I'm still not great, but I'm feeling better. I'm still tired, and I get tired really easy. You can see in my eyes I'm still kind of tired. But I'm feeling better today. Soreness, stiffness, swelling's working out. Mouth feels better. Teeth are kind of going back together. It's the weirdest thing yesterday. They're still not great, but they're going back together. So I'll keep you updated, but I'm going to take the rest of the day and just run to the grocery store and chill.
Yes.
And I'll catch yous later in the week when I get situated. And if I feel good, we'll take that raccoon clutch and try to put it together downhill. Yeah, that's why it must have been good. King Arthur biscuit mix and sour cream or heavy cream, yeah. Y'all have a good day too. I was letting you finish your conversations. Did you also know that if you boil corn silks and then put the water up, you or your cat have bladder kidney issues? Sip on boiled corn silk water or give your cat a few drops, because cats are notorious for bladder and urinary tract infections. A few drops. It's good for cats, good for people, good for your bladder, kidneys, urinary tract. Did you know that? So don't throw those corn silks away. Okay, I think everybody's got their answers in. All right, we'll try this again in a couple days and see how the trail traffic is. I'm going to go eat me some very late breakfast / lunch. And y'all have a good day too. They said have a good day, Dave. I'll catch you when I get situated this week. Bye, guys.